Welcome back, everybody, to the final match, final sets of the night, and I'm gonna have to just ask the streamer if he can restart his screen share because I've just heard the Blight rush, and 3 seconds later he then rushes. That is diabolical. Not too sure what has just happened there, or if we can get someone else to maybe stream it. It just completely glitched out for me. So we have taken Chase here onto the Survivor, and I've just heard the vault after the hit, so not too sure what's going on there. We will work with what we have though. Yeah, I believe it is fixed now. So beautiful, good to see that. Gonna try and get a little bit flicky here. What a hit from G Money. Tavi, this man's been around for a while. Good old Gunther. I mean, can almost play any killer. The Oni, the Blight. God, I don't know what other killers, but I know he can play a shitload. So, what are you expecting out of this one tonight?
I'm expecting good stuff. Also, I think Gunther thought there was a pallet here. There is no pallet here, good sir. The killers that I believe Gunther likes to play are the movement-oriented ones. So, you know, you got stuff like M1s, got Blight, obviously, Mastermind, very movement-oriented killers is what Gunther is going for when he is playing the killer. And I will actually quote Pedro here, where he said that, sorry, not Pedro, Virtual. Why am I quoting Virtual? But he said something like, all the players with good movement, they all play Blight. So kind of like by extension, you could say Blight plays a good movement, or plays who... Okay, yeah, well, Gunther's obviously a Blight player. He's been a Blight player for a long while, and he's gonna secure the second, the second hook stage of the trial. Yeah, the side of the survivors, I feel like can't really do that much. I believe this thing in this matchup, so it's not really easy to play around this. If I'm just going to go for an ambitious swing, that's not going to work, my friend. That was no pre in action from our survivor, and yeah, it's not a bad start as far as our survivors are concerned. It really all depends on what the builds look like, because from what I remember hearing, yeah. From what I remember hearing from our refs, these builds are not looking very strong on our survivor side, so I think that might be a problem.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, whoever's telling you about movement Blights is bullshitting you, because I play Blight and I did terrible with the movement, so they are telling you fibs, Tavi. Now, but onto the game. Look, this isn't going to go second. We do get a beautiful hit, though. That is a glorious hit onto Jesko. I don't think we make. We do not make. So very nicely done. That is just down, and Gunther is... Yeah, I can't remember all the teams. If I'm not mistaken, Tavi, I think he was on Source. I'm not too sure if that's right or wrong. But what I do know is, obviously, he played for Team Evolution, who have been around for a while, and you know, it's sort of a... There you go. Thank you to the match ref. Resurrection, Source, Gospel. He's been around a lot. Probably more. The ref is right. So this man has been around. He's got a lot of experience. He's been a very competitive player since he's been in the scene. And well before I've been in it. So, you know, there's the second gen popping. Turn back the clock now, Tavi. This build, no pop, none of that. We do get the head on, very nicely done. Now, what is that fit? That needs to be awarded points. That is, I mean, that is a great... And where have we gone? We've just disappeared off the map. Oh my goodness, what is this stealth? That is incredible right there from Asta. No way we've done that. We do get found in the end by Tavi. Gunther playing this really nicely, trying to sort of bait the survivors, I feel, into getting this unhook. No deliverance, no decisive. I don't know if there's any dead hard. I don't know, but Gunther doing the smart option and just hitting that endurance right here. Just gonna get 2 hits. That's what I love. That's probably a terrible hit tank right there, in my opinion, but very nicely done. What will G Money be able to pull out here? He's looked down. He's going to get the down through the pallet. That is absurd. I don't know how this man does it. He's a very talented player, but Darby, What a start for the big Gunther.
That was an incredible start. I feel like there were just... there's a bit of a mistake around the hooks, to be honest. The first unhook was sort of just let through. It was not a trade, and that's really beneficial for our survivors. Also, beautiful win! It actually manages to completely ignore the body block. And now this is trouble for our survivors, because they're 2 here. This is a test to kill them, man. You don't want to be looping with friends. Anyway, nice fast fall. God, get away from that. Look, I think those 2 mistakes around the hook, maybe it's just a bit of nerves. I'm not really sure. Yeah, I've seen Gunther play some sets really, really cleanly, and those 2 those hooks, when a survivor was like, when the tunnel out was just being camped, I feel like they should have just been trades all the way. One of them, the other one was just completely free on hook. There's not even a tag for it. Gunther decided to hit into the deep wound instead onto the tunnel out. So, yeah, it's like small mistakes, but yeah, overall gets the job done, and not really too much discomfort. It looks like is still looking for an extremely strong result. 4K2 perhaps at the moment on the books for him.
Yeah.
It is, yeah, it is like,
Oh,
now I think about it, it is nerf Blight. So getting 4K2 is actually way, way harder what it was before, because for quite a while, Hasso, I remember starting with, I think it was either OSL or DBD Asia. I remember Blight just suddenly shifted to this map, Hasso. And then, yeah, we saw a lot of it, and then went back to Suffer, and we had ARP for a bit on Black Veil, and then, yeah, we're back to Gas 7, but now Blight's 110. So it's a bit sad, but Gunther's making it work. Look at this movement.
Look at movement. Oh, wait, what?
Okay.
What?
That is some diabolical movement too, though.
Hello? I'm not too sure if that was on the side of Gibbsy. Or the streamer, should I say. I'm not too sure what happened there. I don't think it was, but AZ is lagging. Okay, so... I mean, that's just unfortunate, really, isn't it? But I have to say, like, this man's movement, his understanding of the game... Look, I've glazed Gunther enough, but I'm not finished yet. No, he is a great player, and I think he just specialised... What a stun, by the way, and the smash hit. I think he's just specialised this killer, and has such a good understanding for how this killer's played, and... I mean, you just saw the movement inside main, even though it was a bit of lag. You did see the movement and how he moved his camera, and it's just something that you don't always see often. It's a rare thing in such great players, and you know, you do see it in your great players, but it's not just a common thing that people are just given. Like, you have to master it, know when to go in, when to go out. It's something that only so many learn, and this man has mastered that. So yeah, he's played this very well. It's looking like a 4K2 Tavi, and I think there's no better way to put it than the fact that he's just a great Blight, and I don't think the survivors have made too many mistakes. Oh my god, sniped. Where is that man? We aren't going to pop this gem because Gunther's just got the macro. He's a demon with the macro, and that'll be a down. What am I saying? A 4K2 realistically. He just knows. Look at that, and he's gonna try and get a little bit flicky. It probably doesn't work out for him now. Jesco's gonna have to play this for his life. Now look at the movement on this big man. Oh my god, he just put on the ice skates and fucking slid. Oh my days, what was that, Tavi?
That is good old momentum tech you need to play, and that is securing a 4K2 for sure, because no unbreak. Can he get the clean 4K2? Well, that's another question. But yeah, really nicely done by Gunther. It's just, I feel like the survivors just could not really play to the max potential. Didn't really have the strongest of perks. I don't even think there was sprint burst. No sprint burst on a Blight set. Come on. But it's alright. They made it sort of work, I guess, like 4K2. Again, there's still ping, I think, in this matchup, so it's not an easy task. Pop 3 generators, even. So yeah, well played. Gunther's probably looking out of this to more happy because I was actually expecting the deliverance here, I believe, from Detective Tap as stuck on the ground. Yeah, Gunther spent a collective total of $10 on this build, which is usually what you go out and buy food with, not what you come into a Blight set pick. But I think all those perks were used really well, and shows exactly why I only wanted those 3 perks. And all that's remaining to see is, will KaitOkids take away a really strong, like Blight set? They have $40 to work with. If they bring 16 perks, that's what, average $2. If they bring 8 perks, that's literally... Welcome back, everyone, to the first half of our last matchup for Saturday's matches. Now, we just saw Gunther take away a 4K2 on the Blight with 3 perks, and now we'll have to see if it can be matched by Radiance Killer. Yeah, and to be expected, our survivors have much stronger perks in this, and our killer also has filled up with some pretty spicy perks. Actually, decided to bring an extra perk over Gunther, that being the Dying Light, so perhaps a bit of economy and the saving from the previous trial has paid off. There's going to be a nice palette for Nortal to play though, and Hasso. I think this is going to be a pretty nice start for Survivor, depending how this first hit goes, but Nortal gets tagged over the palette. Okay, so, really nicely done, and I think this might just be death, because there's nothing around here. Nortal has to play this on ping. This actually might be good luck.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, oh my goodness, Nortor playing this exceptionally well. Nortor putting on a performance right now. Oh my days. A beautiful start from Nortor. Phoenix gets that down now. I've never seen Phoenix. I think I've seen Phoenix in the comp area before. I haven't seen any gameplay, but I mean, what a good first impression. A beautiful Blight rushes, knows what he's doing. Good with the movement as well, so I love to see that. And Dying Light. It's an odd one, isn't it? I honestly don't know what tier that is. I believe that is tier 1. So Dying Light is tier 1 now. I have to remember what Dying Light actually does. Tabi, do you know what it does?
I'm pretty sure how it works because they might have changed it. Oh, it is the same. So 3% per stack every time you hook someone who's not in obsession, you gain 1 stack. I think there's a bug right now, there's an obsession in the trial, but every time you hook a non-obsession, you gain 1 stack, and it applies a 3% repair speed penalty to the survivors. Now with the new update, actually don't know how it was, because I haven't played the game for a while, but with the non-stacking, what do you call it? The returns thing, Bob. I forgot the name of it. It would stack with other slowdown perks, like Thanatophobia as well.
Yeah.
But you don't really care about that much. Like, the 3% per stack doesn't sound like a lot. It's alright. It's good enough to make it into comp and into play. And as this first gen gets popped, it's just gonna slow down, like, it's just gonna slowly, get harder for survivors to finish off the generators. Could be a nice trade from Navos though, very textbook. Came in at the last second, kill that, and Phoenix doesn't really care, it's just gonna pick up a survivor. Wouldn't be surprised to see the deliverance pop off right the hook here for Navos. But as we expected, again, back on the tunnel out, and again, it's not our obsession and chase, so absolutely worth it, because for the obsession anyway, if you chase them, well, you don't get stacks, and number 2, the obsession has no effect of the repair speed penalty applied by Dying Light. Also gets, I believe, an altruistic healing speed of 33%, so yeah, it's very, very funny perk, but it does work out.
Yeah, absolutely, and it definitely does look problems here for Phoenix, as he does need to get this down fast, but he might even have to leave this chase if he to actually win. I guess you're playing for a 4K3 is not an easy result. We do get the stun here, and I'm telling you now, Nortor is putting on a performance. I'm not too sure what team he was. Was it Nortor that was on Omen? I can't remember exactly.
He was.
He was okay, so he was on Omen. I do remember that a little bit. But yeah, I mean, Nortor played a few killers for them, and I know he's. I didn't know he was a survivor player. To be brutally honest with you, Tav, and I think something that you'll notice throughout this is, I mean, you clearly have. He's put on a good performance for someone. Is this a ping matchup? I honestly have no idea if it is, but. Yeah, really nicely done, to be honest, and it is a ping matchup. Thank you, ref, for that. And yeah, I mean, Dying Light though, interesting choice, interesting perk selection. Definitely could work out, but it is looking very dire here, Tavi, and you know we're gonna have to defend every gen that we can, and make sure that we don't let any pop. That is key.
Yeah, it's just really textbook stuff going through by KaitOkids. They just slammed the generators because Phoenix wasn't really in a position to apply any pressure on them. That being said, though, Queen is going to get caught out on this 11 side taking attack, but you don't really care about it too much. I guess Nortor's in chase too, but at this point, I don't think Nortor can really be tunneled out. If you tunnel out Nortor, number one, it's sort of predictable. Also, by the way, Nortor is the Delhi. Anyway, not a big deal anyway. It's a predictable play, and it's not really gonna... Yeah, the survivors are doubling the last gen. As a response to it, that's gonna secure the win condition. KaitOkids in this first set, which I think is just, yeah, really nicely done. Really just controlling the amount of pressure that's being applied. You actually see Blight take a bit of an odd pose here. Usually you don't see Blight with his cane out like that. You know, usually you see him with animations. But today, we got a little bit of a treat. We had a little bit of a bug happen. We do see him look a little bit goofy with that. I remember that happening one time. That was really funny. It was like on a YouTube video, but yeah, that's Nortor dead for the final gen. That's really well played on the other side of KaitOkids. They're going to be taking the first set pretty comfortably. Yeah, at the moment though, they're looking at 4 stages. Bro, yeah. 4 stages on ping Blight? That's crazy. That's a crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, I think the nerves, I think that the tough reality is in just, pardon me, I think that the tough reality for comp is, if you have such a difficult win con, you almost have to just accept that it's going to obviously be a lot harder, but a lot of people start to doubt themselves. Like a 4K3 on Blight is, with after the nerf, like it is a difficult thing to do. It always was going to be, even to 4K on old previous Blight. Like it was never an easy task. And to be brutally honest with you, I mean, this just looks like it's going to be a oh, hold on, beamer. Oh, unlucky. So that will be a fresh out the trial, but that is, what, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stages, 7, 3 to 4K2. It's not an easy job, especially when you know the opposition sets such a difficult win con. But who's to say that these guys on the side? Let me remember, on the side of Radiant.
There we go. Welcome back, everybody, to what could potentially be the final set for this evening's series. Now, Radiant, is 1 set down in this best of 3, and they have picked the Mastermind as their set pick. So they have to win this if they want to stay in the running to win the series. But yeah, they're up against the same Survivor squad pretty much as the previous trial. 2 teachers actually in place of Nortor. Actually, hold on, no, this is a different Survivor roster, never mind. However, it's not going to be at all easy to get attacked. Oh wow, what a firecracker from 2 teacher. That was beautifully done, and that RNL's being free dropped as if it were anything. So yeah, Hasso, this is a great show, man. It's going to be a great show of you know, which team can just manipulate the map better. I think this map is one of the classic maps for the Mastermind, and yeah, whichever team's more comfortable playing on this set, I think will take the victory.
I think you said it beautifully. Whoever's more confident will take this set. I don't see it any other way. Of course, it sounds stupid to say. It sounds obviously, but I think whoever just plays this more with whoever plays this with more, you know, with less nerves and is sort of just focused on doing their job, definitely will get the win. And I think that's, I think so far, I mean, AZ is under pressure here. There's the first gen popping. Corrupt is still up for about another 25 seconds. Who knows how long that is. Gens are pumping. Die bottom. That's your own. That's about it. I tell you what, these survivors are playing out of their mind so far. The big Gunther replacing Nortor, and then Sumpeng replacing. Unless Sumpeng played on the last one, I'm not too sure. But Gunther, I've never seen him on the Survivor. I'm not too sure how he'll go, and he is going to try and greed that, and he does, but he does give away a tag for that, so he's going to die, hopefully towards one. Well, that's his goal, clearly, and he's just going to send it away from this pallet. Doesn't want to try and get grabbed, and it's worked to his advantage. He's going to try and send it away. No, he doesn't get there in time, so he can't make it. He's going to probably run inside main from this location here on out. And we do get stuck, does AZ. This is problematic here, because if we see another ding, ding, ding any second, this could just cause even more problems than we're already at. No way, we've tried the FOV. This is not a pub, Gunther. What are we doing? I mean, you're dead regardless. There's nothing to work with. 2 teachers missed a skill check. There's a lot of gem progress, though. Tavi, I tell you what, it is definitely favored so far, and there's even more there's 4 gens that have progress, Tavi.
4 gens with progress, that is a lot. But 4 gens with how much progress, and will the progress remain in the rest of the trial, is more important. Also, 2 teachers not really going to be able to play this safely. Should take, I keep on forgetting the name, Virulent Bound, there we go, Virulent Bound. Tag to the back. Gunther's actually getting pulled in the background, as is committing the injury. Okay, so we'll not go for the tunnel up. I guess it's playing for fresh stages, but will it really be that easy? 2 teacher. I don't know how you're not getting grabbed there, my friend, but there's a miracle that you're alive on that filler. I think, yeah, Mastermind's being played so many times, countless times, probably like hundreds of billions of times at this point in competitive, and the build that I see from from Az is like pretty standard. Sometimes you see the Pop Goes the Weasel taken out for the brutal strength, but again, this is the budget battle, so you bring Pop Goes the Weasel, bye bye $5. So I can understand the brutal strength pick here. I think that's a very logical selection. It's a very common selection too on the Mastermind. That being said, though, there's another gen being popped. Gunther's still on the chase, makes the window. Okay, nice connection. Mr. G Money, and he's going to drop that power as if that was that RNL that 2 teacher dropped just a bit ago. Gets the blind too, so perhaps we'll make a little distance here, but also just has his fill-up, hugs it beautifully. Remember, this is a cross ping matchup. 120 ping is between these killers and survivors, and somehow Gunther made safety from nothing, just from this filler, which is not even safe at all. And he just makes a shack window again with the hindered. Surely he will not last long. He just sends it to the window. Nicely done by Az to read that. But how much time was bought there? 2 gens popped. Those gens are pumping. Those Pistons are going strong for our survivor side. And I think that KaitOkids are fired. Sumpeng takes attack here, but look at it. They're still so comfortable.
Yeah. Sorry, I was speechless. I literally was speechless. I've got Demi Lovato blasting in my ear, but I've also got the fact that 2 gens just popped in the... I just can't believe how gen efficient these survivors are. We do get the down here onto something to grab, should I say, but my goodness. 3 stages, 1 gen remains. Tavi. It's... These survivors have played so well. I think AZ did get a little lost at the start. Wasn't too sure who to commit, who shouldn't he commit to. But in the end, it has worked out for the survivors very well. We are going to not send it in for the pool here. Probably just play around his pallet for a little bit. But Gunther's probably best bet is to get away from this. We do try to get a little bit hug techy. You might have to get an FPS tool for that one. But my goodness, are these survivors so coordinated? We've had so many, coordinated teams tonight, and I love it. I love watching, coordinated teams as some other teams that in this competition that are very coordinated. I won't go over all of them, but you've seen the Diamond Dogs. There's just so many, and I think that's something that is definitely taken out and not spoken about enough. That if you are not a coordinated team, you will not work as well, especially on sets that. On a small map as well, you need to be able to good with your comms when you leave, when the killer's in chase, so on and so forth. Little details like that can change the game, and I think it's, Gunther's team here on the side of KaitOkids, or Two Teachers' team, they've just played so well, and, it's obviously not over. There's still plenty of time in this match to go, so it is not over, but it definitely is starting to look like a bit of a struggle for AZ, and it's starting to look like the game is getting out of his hand.
Oh, absolutely. The amount of pressure that the survivors have in the position of just, number one, 4 survivors in the trial, number 2, only 1 gen to do, is immense. Adds a lot of pressure for AZ to contend with, because you're setting the win con playing this as the Mastermind. You are the one who has to be trying to dictate what's happening in the trial, but if the survivors get that momentum and then can perhaps carry that over into the next set, which, by the way, most likely Gunther will be playing, yeah, perhaps KaitOkids are just looking as the better team at the moment. So could be an attempted dash here onto Two Teacher, but does actually make the back of Shack safely. How safe it is, though, probably not up to him to decide. He just decides to send it away to this other filler, and yeah, it's just, even though this chase might end fairly soon, Two Teachers away, but actually Gunther's here to take a hit for him, so yeah, this gen is definitely being popped in that time. Yeah, I'm not really sure what AZ could have done better. It's just nicely done by survivors. Maybe the chases were too long, but our survivors played it brilliantly too. So there's a last gen popping. Somehow, why is Two Teachers still here? But he should be safe anyway. It's not really a big deal, because this result would still be incredible. Somehow makes it around, and wow, actually finds the safety of the power to play with, just to waste time. The other survivors are certainly out of the door and safe if they want to take it.
Oh my god, I've been muted. I have been muted. My goodness. Okay, that is bad error from Hasso DVD right there, but oh my goodness. Gunther, Two Teacher, Premier, Sunpeng, they've just put a performance and a half on. They've just been doing it. Whole matchup, really. I mean, this team is just so well solidified together, and they're just going to take the 3 out. They're going to take the 5 stages there, 5-3. Look, this killer's definitely stages. We know that. G'day, everybody. Welcome back to what could be the final set of the night, the final matchup of the night. We have the big Gunther here on the killer. Look, I think it's safe to say that I think Gunther has the confidence to get the 6 stages, but I really want to see these survivors just play their heart out, and it's still, again, it is still doable to win, to win this set. They need to get, I believe, 4 or 8 stages out the door, which is very difficult, of course, but if you have good chases, you have good chases, that's it. No brutal, so no real chase perk here to help support. We do see that 11 gen getting worked. Oh. Gunther's gonna try and get Hug Tech in. Oh my god, Gunther, is that, oh my days, Gunther is putting on a performance with the Hug Tech, nearly got it off, but unfortunately did not work. So Tavi, we've seen this a lot, we've seen the big G money put his foot down, put it down on the acceleration and say, this game's mine. How do you reckon this will go, mate? Oh,
I think he's feeling it right now. You rarely ever see Hug Techs in competitive Dead by Daylight, and when they are performed, that means the killer has confidence to go for that kind of play. Gunther's definitely feeling it. I have to say though, survivors are doing a good job of just stalling time. They've used total of one pallet actually. Well,
Oh.
two pallets because the mid filler was also used. I think we'll go down here thanks to the ping in Gunther's favor. But yeah, there's a lot of time being bought, so they actually do manage to double this first gen out. Unfortunately, it's not the same pace as the previous child. However, Gunther has found another survivor here, perhaps going for the flashlight save. I think it was indeed the flashlight save went through, and Tag Wolf is on. The Beetle actually is going to get some value too, so yeah, maybe if this chase doesn't last long, maybe our survivors could be in top. And there you go. The gloves, I believe, getting value, and suddenly the 2 survivors on the ground. That's 2 stages towards the 5 win condition, and yeah, I don't really know what to say. Just really clean work there to punish that commitment from Conqueror, and it's yeah, kind of shambles now for survivors. Gunther kind of knows where these survivors are, so they have to like reset, but then he also gets Pentimento up. Oh my gosh, he has Pentimento? Wait, what? Wait, there's no Pentimento on these builds. Wait, what's going on? What's the HUD lying to us about?
No, mate, you're telling the story. Who knows? I mean, look.
How is that?
Yeah, it's Gunther's just putting a performance on as usual. It's a normal day for this bloke. Look, I'm not too sure how experienced any of these. Of course, these survivors, I haven't, like I said, I haven't heard of any of majority of these names, so I'm not too sure how experienced they are. I do believe they are on the less experienced side, so it might check out why they might not be as coordinated in some parts of the game. But again, this is the whole learning process to get better at the game. You have to sometimes go through rough patches, and even though Gunther probably will meet the win con from the rate that he's going at, it is safe to say that he is put on a fair performance. But these survivors will definitely take a big learning experience, especially against a team like this. I think a lot of people mistake losing to a good team as, you know, your team's just not good enough, that's why they lost. I think it's more a learning experience that people will take out of it. Now, hold on a minute. Gunther may have just dropped his FPS, trying to get a little bit hug techy maybe. I'm not too sure what he's doing here, but he's just got a 2-tap here. It's just so... Gunther? Are we good? Not too sure what the play was there, but we are going to lose a 50 here. But yeah, as I said, Tavi, I think that these guys, you know, maybe a little bit less experienced, but definitely will take a big. I think they'll take a massive lesson out of this, and will become an even stronger team. But they're doing to face up against this team first week in. I mean, it's hard enough as it is. I mean, they just knocked out the best team in the region a few months ago in KaitOkids, knocking out 2 Savage, and to say that this could be a lot of players' first games or first games in a long time, it goes to show that it's not easy, especially coming up against such a strong team. So fair play to them, given their all. But it's, you know, play for best result. That's the main thing. And this man's just hugging random rubbish at this point, Tavi. I'm not too sure what the go is there. It could be another 2-tap though. No, not again. Oh, I was about to say.
Yeah. I think what I feel for most for the survivors is the ping. Like,
yeah.
Ping is so annoying to play with. It's so annoying. I had the opportunity, should I say, when I started comp, to play on fairly low ping. I played on around 40 ping survival on average, and I didn't have any cross ping and cross region matches to play. Then there was a period of time where I was in the SEA region in Singapore, and then everything was on ping. But at that point, I was already pretty experienced in the game, so I think ping is a good opportunity for the survivors, like a survivor side to. By the way, there goes the win con, I believe, because 5 push. But I believe ping is a good opportunity to just refine the macro you know, on ping, the chases won't be as long. All right, it's just literally because you know you can't make as good decisions, and the decisions are just worse because of the ping lag. So forces you to play in a different style, and perhaps it doesn't feel good for the chases. That's a beautiful stun, by the way, compliment from Jessica. But perhaps it doesn't feel good, but as long as, you know, the death spots are being made, realistically, an all-right result can still be achieved. That's an attempted hug tech again by Gunther, but I think the generator did block the path of the dash, which is unfortunate, but it's all good. He gets a Shack Pallet anyway, and Slav's actually doing a pretty good job yet again of just extending the chase. This is sort of what was needed. I think there's some lag coming through from Gunther. I think they're both acknowledging this. So yeah, fair play to both of them. Actually, sort of nice sportsmanship and wholesomeness coming through. But yeah, the win condition was already met from KaitOkids a while ago. Gunther tries the hug tech again, probably. Didn't expect Jesco to go wide, but yeah, ends up getting the Villain bound, securing the 6th hook of the game. So yeah, very strong performance from Gunther, and the current position he's in, yeah, looking at high stages-ish. Still has some painters in the back pocket too. So yeah, well played. I have to say, again, very impressed by some of the chases that have been taken by both sides.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it any better. I mean, I think just touching on the sportsmanship, something I do admire a lot about. I mean, OCE teams are great, but there's a lot more. I feel SEA, NEA teams some are just a lot more, you know, not as ripped. Oh my god! Okay, no, that's too close for comfort. That is too close, Gunther. As I was saying, I think some SEA teams and NEA teams acknowledge a lot more sportsmanship things as we may have seen in the past, but you know. Yeah, as Tavi said, but yeah, I think, we won't talk about that, but yeah, I think, definitely good on Gunther for being a good sportsmanship, and this is a new team, once again, I'm pretty sure, so it's not an easy job coming up against such a strong team in KaitOkids, but to their credit, they're giving it their all, and that's the main thing that matters. Comp's about having fun, and it's a learning experience, and you know, they literally could. It's still looking like outs, and against Gunther, outs on any killer realistically, unless it's trapper no perks. I mean, it's a difficult job. So yeah, there's no doubt about that, Tavi.
Yeah, so this trial, I guess, might come to conclude soon. Oh, actually, this 11 gen's not too highly progressed, so. No, not just yet. There's some play to continue here. Lag comes through yet again from, I guess, a survivor. Couldn't really tell there. Jesco's taking the tag though anyway, and yeah, it's still very good chances. Wait, never mind. There's a survivor on this 11 gen this whole time. AZ working this, manages to actually use the edge map effectively. Something you don't see that often, especially from a healthy survivor, but it works here. He's going to take the tag with the... Oh, never mind. Has lied. So we'll make the T window very safely. No, actually opted to go wide. That's a smart decision, but it gets thrown instead. So looks like Gunther's probably going to end up with around 8 to 9 stages. Again, still a very nice performance on the Mastermind. More than what was required, which is, of course, what we did earlier. But yeah, let's see how this chase goes. Maybe it can last. AZ does. Yeah, okay. Hassler, that's literally just ping though. Like, the survivor was down and then rolled the pallet. That's truly a ping move. Truly
yeah, it is. Little bit chopped, the ping should say. Starting to yawn now as the game is getting wrapped up. You know, I've been energized for these games, but I tell you what, the caffeine crash is hitting me like crazy. But thankfully, it's gotten to the end of the night, so this is the last one, and yeah, I'm gonna take a tag here onto the big Ken Kuro. You know, I think overall, outs against Gunther, good result. Regardless if it's a win or loss, they should be proud of this. I have to say though, their perks. I don't know if they overspent maybe on the killer side of things, which could have screwed them up a little bit. I'm not too sure. But overall, I think a good job. And look at the hook states, Tavi. This is oh my god, he's been. I didn't know the man was injured. So that'll be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stages. 8 to 4. It's looking like. Hold on a minute. No, injured survivor. Wait, no, that's not injured survivor. Okay. So unless we get hit with egg here, no, not egg. What's it called? Beetle here. We should be out. It does look like we'll get out here. Or we just go to Shaq. Gunther's gonna swing through, and it's not gonna work out in his favor. And we are just gonna get enough distance to now make it out because that hill is blocking his line of sight.
I mean, very, very close. Nice dodge at the last second. Yeah, from Asta to that. 8 stages, yeah. Still a good performance. Unfortunately, not enough. Yeah, that's all we have.